Good morning, everybody. It is November 17, 2023. I want to welcome everybody in. I'm going to do a quick breaking news story. This just broke overnight. Sean Diddy Combs, Bad Boy founder, 1993, rapper, icon, mogul, discovered many, many artists, brought Biggie Smalls to light, is been accused of a slew of allegations, including RNST, in a new lawsuit filed by his long-term partner, Cassie. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to play this from the Today Show, and then we have an article that we'll get into really quick. Again, I mean, doesn't look good. When I always look into these cases, I look at anything like this, and I think I go back to like the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff too. And I know that a lot of people are going to fight me on this, and I try to realistically look at all of these things when these allegations come out. Okay, there's going to be his story, there's going to be her story, and then the truth is going to lie somewhere in between. So, and I even looked at that even with the Johnny Depp trial, and I know a lot of people stood up and supported him a lot, but you got to look at this stuff logically. And I think I look at all these cases like this when we do these cases. It's their story, and then the story in between. So we'll play this, and then we're going to get to an article to point out exactly what is going on. Crazy, crazy stuff, but he in a lot of trouble.
This morning, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs facing a slew of allegations, including rape and sex trafficking, in a stunning new civil lawsuit filed Thursday by his longtime partner, singer Cassie. According to the complaint, Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, alleges Combs asserted complete control over her personal and professional life. Throughout their relationship, Ventura says that she endured a cycle of abuse and violence for more than a decade. The lawsuit even detailing Combs thanking Ventura during a Lifetime Achievement Award speech on BET last year.
Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love.
She's also accusing the rapper of forcing her into unwanted sexual encounters with male sex workers through the use of illegal substances and threats of violence, saying Combs allegedly recorded the sex acts to reinforce her inability to escape. The complaint going on to accuse Combs of uncontrollable rage, alleging that he often punched, beat, kicked, and stomped on her, then allegedly used his money to hide evidence of abuse, including putting Ventura up in a hotel for days to heal. Ventura also accusing Combs of rape, saying as their relationship was nearing the end, he forced himself into her apartment in 2018. The acclaimed music producer vehemently denying the allegations, his attorney calling them offensive and outrageous, writing in part, "For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Miss Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail."
In a statement, Cassie's attorneys say Combs offered their client 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filing of the lawsuit, adding their client should be applauded for her bravery. NBC News has reached out to Combs' attorney, who responded, she should not be applauded, period.
All right, clear the loss. We'll keep following.
Thank you, Chloe.
Thank
you.
you.
See, a lot of times when these things hit, it's like they try to get out of this and keep it, out of the public. So they'll try to settle this stuff out of court. And then when there's no, terms to an agreement, that's when this gets filed and all this stuff gets public. And like I said, you have to take all this stuff with celebrities, their relationships and stuff like that. I tend to look at it down the middle. When all these accusations come out, you have to look at his story, her story, and then the truth is always going to lie somewhere in between. So, they may be just equal partners in this of this abusive relationship. We don't know, but we will find out, when this gets to court and if it goes to court. But let me pull up this article here. I found this from Pitchfork. And so it says Cassie sues Sean Diddy Combs for SA. The singer's new lawsuit against the rapper and hip hop mogul includes accusations of RST and years of physical violence. Diddy vehemently denies the allegations. All right, let's read a little bit of this article again. Just a quick stream. I wanted to just get in and report about this because it really is big news. This is someone that is one of the, I would say, founding fathers of the new wave of rap in the 90s. He had a huge influence on that and that culture that we saw through, 1993 all the way up until the early 2000s, maybe mid 2000s, 2005. And then that kind of tended to kind of fall off in 2005 or so. But we'll read through a little bit of this. I just want to also note that this article contains references and allegations of SA, and some readers may find this disturbing. So if this is a little tough for you to get through, I completely understand. You can take this one off, or if you want to come back and look at it, later on and skip through the parts, that's perfectly fine as well too. So the R&B pop singer Cassie is suing Sean Diddy Combs in federal court and accusing the rapper and hip-hop mogul of sexual and physical abuse. The lawsuit filed in New York federal court today and obtained by Pitchfork was first reported by the New York Times, along with Diddy, Cassie's name, Epic Records, and Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Records LLC, and Combs Enterprises LLC, and 10 Doe corporations as defendants. So she's going after everything. In the lawsuit, Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Elizabeth Ventura, said that she met Diddy in 2005 or 2006 when she was 19 years old and he was 37. Well, I got to tell you right there, my personal opinion, it's a little bit of a problem, the relationship already right there. But I digress. Within months, you just feel like you're asking for trouble there, but I digress on that. Within months, in February 2006, Miss Ventura signed a 10-album deal with Combs record label, and the lawsuit reads, a 10-album deal? I've never even heard of that with some of the superstars, like super duper duper stars. Usually they're like a 3 to a 5, or even if they get a 3-album deal out of it, 10, that's crazy. Who can put 10 albums of material out? It's just insane in a short amount of time. After signing the record deal, Cassie contends that she was quickly thrust into the spotlight and was unfamiliar with the navigate her with celebrity status, and that Combs recognized and glorified Miss Ventura's naive to set a groundwork for his manipulative and coercive romantic and sexual relationship with Miss Ventura, and a woman nearly 2 decades his junior. The lawsuit continues. Within a year of signing with Bad Boy Records, Miss Combs became deeply entrenched in Mr. Combs, became deeply entrenched in Miss Ventura's life, almost immediately inserting possessions and control over her and inserting himself into the aspects of her career and personal life. I mean, the way that you got to look at this, there's a lot of money involved. This is a very young girl, and, maybe you come out and say, hey, I gave you all this money. And again, this is all alleged. I'm not claiming this. I'm just saying, a young girl, throw all this money at her. You get into this relationship and kind of holds that over, hey, I was the one that was founded you. Hey, I was the one that gave you all this money. I gave you the 10 record deal. You're going to do what I need, what you need to do for me. Again, I'm just all thinking of the scenario. I'm not saying that this happened, and everything that I'm saying is obviously all alleged. It's just my thinking here. And personally, I don't know Diddy, so I can't base anything off his character. We will find out in court as this goes forward. And I think probably this is going to get settled out of court. That's probably my best estimation on this, but we'll keep reading here. So the lawsuit claims that Diddy invited himself to Cassie's 21st birthday party, and that an after party in a hotel suite that he pulled her into a bathroom and forcibly kissed her without consent. By 2010, the lawsuit claims that Diddy was financially responsible for her house, transportation, vacations, designer clothes, and more. All aspects of Miss Ventura's life were controlled by either Mr. Combs or his management company or companies. It continues. There are multiple allegations in the lawsuit claiming that Diddy provided her with drugs. Regarding one instance in late 2007, the lawsuit claims she felt she could not refuse Mr. Combs' urging to take more drugs. Cassie's attorney claimed in the lawsuit that Diddy was addicted to prescription painkillers, and asserted that when Miss Combs exhausted his when Mr. Combs, I keep saying Miss, I'm sorry, when Mr. Combs exhausted his supply of pills, he demanded that Miss Ventura procure prescriptions from this Miami doctor in her own name. Oh, geez. Along another claims in the lawsuits that Diddy had Cassie's medical records forwarded to this email address, including an MRI that she received during memory loss. The memory loss, the lawsuit asserts, may have been result of extensive drug use or due to head injuries caused by Diddy. Cassie claims that multiple times each year, Diddy beat her and left bruises on her body. One alleged incident in 2007 occurred when, according to the lawsuit, Diddy claimed that Cassie had spoken to another music manager in the efforts to grow her career. Diddy was accused of pulling out her club and was accused of pulling her out of a club and in the car, stomping her in the face. She claims that the event left her terrified, isolated, and unable to see a pathway out of Miss Combs' abusive hold on her life. Jeez, man, this is getting crazy. ST is among the allegations listed in the lawsuit, which refers to claims of Diddy directing her to perform sexual acts with sex workers at hotels around the country. Jeez, man. Miss Ventura was given ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, Jesus Christ, marijuana, and alcohol in excessive amounts. During these occasions, the lawsuit notes, she also accused him of filming these instances and occasionally of physical assaulting her. I mean, that's going to be the nail in the coffin. If they can get those videos, I mean, it's done. I mean, it's over. If there's, if there's video evidence of this, being filmed, him talking on film, telling you to do this stuff, I mean, it's over with. Wow, this is crazy. During the fallout of Combs in 2011, Cassie began a brief relationship with Kid Cudi. The lawsuit claims that in February 2012, Diddy told Cassie that he was going to blow up Kid Cudi's car. Cudi's car exploded in his driveway around that time. Wow. Through a spokesperson, Kid Cudi corroborated Cassie's account to the New York Times. This is all true, he said. Wow, this is insane. This is like gangster movie stuff. This is insane. I feel like I'm watching like a Netflix series. In 2016, she tried to leave the hotel room while Diddy slept, in that he responded by chasing, yelling, and throwing glass vases at her. She claimed she was later contacted by Bad Boy Management and Sony Music, who said her single would be withheld if she didn't answer Diddy's calls. The lawsuit also outlined Cassie's claim that Diddy R her in September 2018. Cassie claims that in the lawsuit that Diddy's sexual and physical abuse caused a long-form harm, or lifelong harm. I'm sorry. Formally, Cassie is suing Diddy for ST, SA, SB, violating New York's gender-motivated violence law, and more. When reached by Pitchfork, Representative for Diddy shared the following statement from the Music Man's attorney, Ben Brafman. Mr. Combs vehemently denies these, quote, Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subject to Miss Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Miss Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddling these baseless and outrageous lies, admitting to tarnishing Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. Cassie, in a statement shared with Pitchfork, said, "After years in silence and darkness, I'm finally ready to tell my story and speak up on the behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abusive relationships. With the expiration of New York's Adult Survivors Act fast approaching, it became clear that this was an opportunity to speak up about the trauma I've experienced and that I will be recovering from in the rest of my life." One of Cassie's attorneys added, "No human should ever endure what Miss Ventura has endured. Her ability and willingness to speak up against the abuse she suffered and seeking to hold accountable to her abuser and those who enable abuse." In addition, the response, Barfoot's statement said, Mr. Combs offered Miss Ventura 8 figures to silence her and prevented Filing the lawsuit, she rejected his efforts and decided to give a voice to all women who suffer in silence. Ventura should be applauded for her bravery. If you know someone or has been affected by SA, we encourage you to reach out for support. And there is a number here along with a website. So I'll give that number, 1-800-656, and it's HOPE. And that's 4673. One more time, 1-800-656-4673. Or you can text the crisis line and just send a text to hello or hola to 741741. Wow. This is really damaging. And I'm going to tell you, if they come up with any type of video or recordings, I think Sean Diddy Combs is going to be in a lot of trouble, So I'm just curious, what do you all think? In this video post, go down there and let me know in the comment section, is this all just a money grab, a bad relationship? They just broke up and she's, looking at this to try to grab a money grab on the way out. Do you think that these allegations are true? I would love to hear from you all down in the comment section. Personally, I think when things like this come out, you have to look at what one person is saying, the other person is saying, and the truth will always lie there in between. So we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. We'll let this go to trial if it gets there. I feel like this is going to most likely settle outside of trial, because he's not going to want all that brought out in a lawsuit. I mean, obviously it's out there now, but if this gets really dug into, the allegations, maybe some of the players that were involved in this, if this is true, and he's probably not going to want those people's names out there. So we'll keep an eye on this. Again, breaking news overnight. Sean Diddy Combs is now being sued by his former life partner for sexual assault and many other things in this case. So again, leave your comments below. I'd be curious to see what you think, and I will continue to follow up on this case. I have to get going. My name is Brian. This is the LTL True Crime Podcast. I promise I will be back soon. We have a 10:15 video that's going to drop today. It'll take you right over after this post. Please check it out. It's going to be about the Chelsea Grim case, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.